Hey everybody, and welcome to Stock Abilities. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering why I have a picture of Donald Trump with a fro, and I'm going to be getting into that fairly shortly here, so make sure to like and share the video and comment below your input afterwards. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more sort of silly videos and sort of serious videos about the economy and all of that. I'll be covering here in a lot of different videos and just basic stocks. And I'm going to get right into this now. Now, a lot of people most are familiar with the SPY stock. It's for the S&P 500, but a lot of you also at the same time are probably like, what's Trump have to do with? Well, now it's all about the economy, of course. And of course, depending on the choices that Donald Trump makes and politics in general can really sway the effect and the strength of the S&P 500 and the SPY stock. Now, of course, if you believe in the economy and you believe in future profitability of different stocks, this is kind of like a pool together of a bunch of different stocks, as they refer to it, as an American stock market index based on the stock market capitalizations of 500 large companies. So the better they're doing, the better you're going to be doing. And of course, he goes into detail here in the history and all that. It bounces around here and there, as you can see. Uh, it went up a good bit recently, and in the last month it's been on the rise. The last 3 months it's been on the rise. The last year it's been on the rise. The last 5 years it's been on the rise. So it's a pretty good long-term and safe investment. As you can see with SPY, you got the first and most popular ETF in the US is the SPDR S&P 500 ETF. It tracks one of the most popular indexes in the world, the S&P 500 index. It is managed by the State Street Global Advisors, one of the largest managers of ETFs in the world, and definitely not majors. I'm sure they'll correct that at some point. Going a little bit further here, for those not familiar, definition of an exchange-traded fund. It's an ETF or exchange-traded fund is a marketable security that tracks an index, commodity, bonds, or a basket of assets like an index fund. And it trades like a common stock on a stock exchange. The ETFs experience price changes throughout the day as they are bought and sold. It's no different than a standard stock, except you're pulling together a bunch of stocks and hoping the value of them keeps pushing up the stock or the ticker ETF overall. There's a lot of reasons to invest in. I showed you guys the stock prices just quickly, but as you can see here, you got a 10-year growth, 5-year growth, 3-year growth. Lately hasn't been doing too hot, but overall it's actually doing pretty good. It's still on the rise, so nothing to worry about there. The risk is how Trump might affect things. Something else to consider is there is dividend payments, of course, on this ETF. It's a lot of people overlook that. They're not too bad, so it's kind of a nice little steady flow also to support if you're kind of believing in these companies, believing in the economy and all of that. Of course, there is a stock twits ticker, but I wouldn't consider that all too reliable. There isn't a lot of information there, but you might get some different input on why they believe it might be popping up, so that's something to consider. Of course, then you got Forbes here. They're pretty positive, at least. You got input on why people thought that these S&P 500 and the economy itself would go down. You got sell everything. You got Trump won't win, and then you got oil will slide to $20 a barrel, and then you got Trump wins. You got sell everything recommendation. Then of course the stock S&P 500 has gained roughly 13%. The second estimate of real GDP growth for the third quarter released this week was 3.2%. It doesn't indicate like there's a recession coming or anything like that, so there shouldn't be any worry. Of course, oil did go down a good bit, but it bounced right back up, and it's looking pretty good for now. Other than that, there's some other miscellaneous input here. Of course, no one truly knows. Whole crystal ball thing going on here with stocks. It's a big mystery, and it brings you back to Trump and what Trump's going to do. He's kind of an odd president. It's maybe a Reagan equivalent, if some of you are familiar with that. I'm sure if you're in the S&P 500 and in SPY stock, you probably are. It's he's kind of a wild card, so we'll see what happens. Thanks for listening in. Make sure to like and share this video if you want. Leave comments below about the S&P 500 yourself. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more videos like this, other ETFs and other things like that. I'll be covering them right here on the channel. Thanks for listening in.